Listen.
Oh, okay.
Listen.
Okay. Uh-huh.
There's something about showing and not telling when you are giving a speech.
Mm.
So your
Okay.
presentation is coming out of the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that? How many times do we hide in the shadows? If you can show me what you've done being in the shadows, I can see what I'm doing by being in the shadows of my life.
Okay.
So that's the theme that runs throughout your speech. I've
Mm-hmm.
actually identified 5 or 6 incidents in your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
You've been behind other people all the time. You've been behind. How many times?
Mm-hmm.
That's the metaphor.
Ah.
That's the idea worth spreading. And Tyler and them might
Oh.
be better, but from what I can interpret with what material we had,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm feeling. And I'm happy if they can do it differently, because these guys are brilliant. I'm nothing compared to them. So
Mm-hmm.
the one thing about TED is an idea worth spreading.
Worth spreading.
Okay, number
Mm-hmm.
one, show,
Mm-hmm.
don't tell. I didn't even say the
Mm-hmm.
title of my presentation in the beginning. I said it
Right.
3 minutes in,
Uh-huh.
that this had not been
Yeah.
the first time I had been in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
go in and start pulling out each of those incidents.
Right.
You need an element of surprise.
Mm-hmm.
The Al Jarreau story, I would
Mm-hmm.
tell it differently now. As I was listening back, I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said his name up front. You could have said, and there I was standing in a auditorium with 5,000 people, and my hero is on stage. He beckons and calls me to come and sing with him, and I freeze. I couldn't move. I couldn't go up there and do it. And then at the very end, you drop the bomb and say, that man was Al Jarreau.
Al Jarreau. Yeah. Oh, yes. I got the goosebumps.
You see that?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
element of surprise. Keep your audience saying, I wonder who it is. In their heads, they're thinking, who was she singing with? Who would have 5,000, people in an auditorium?
Mm-hmm.
Keep the element of surprise going, and you hold them through the 5 minutes to you speak, the 10 minutes, or the 15. The other thing is, don't start your story at the beginning.
Mm.
So you had started with how your parents enrolled you in college, and then you did this, and then you did that, and then you did this. Never start at the beginning. It's boring.
Hold on a second. Gertrude.
Yeah,
Gertrude,
this is Rebecca.
I think.
I need to introduce you to Rebecca.
Hi.
You're going to get to hang out with Rebecca. She's my right-hand woman.
Wonderful.
With the conference. And she's helping me with
Wonderful.
all the interviews that we're doing with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So Rebecca meets one of the most brilliant musicians I have ever met, Cherie.
Oh. Hello.
Organizing to bring her to New Zealand, Australia. So when she comes to Australia, you will take care of her for me.
Absolutely. Lovely to meet you, darling.
Lovely to meet you too, Rebecca. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm having such a joy being on Gertrude's whirlwind tour of global sisterhood.
I know. She is
incredible.
She's such an Amazon. She's just, wow, just a super goddess, and I love how she's just bringing all of us together in such a sweet way, and I'm really grateful, really grateful. So yeah, man, we hit jackpot, you and I.
Okay, so let me finish before the next interview person comes on.
Okay.
We talked about the metaphor. The steps to your career, all of those ups and downs were just a ladder to success.
Okay.
Illustrate that in some way. From the day that the dean of the university told you need to find another career, to the guy who blocked you with the mic and then kicked you off from the band. All of those were stepping stones to your success. How many people would have stopped?
Yeah.
And thought, this
person
has said I'm not good enough. I sent my manuscript for my first book to 200 publishing companies.
Wow.
I published it myself, and it became a bestseller. So each of those rejections, you didn't take them. They didn't knock you down forever. So
Mhm.
that's another
Right.
metaphor in a completely different speech that you can put together for the conference.
Mhm.
So you've always been able to find another way, and you have turned every rejection into a challenge, and that's what I got from the presentation we recorded. Now,
Okay.
try and look for quotations that you can put in your speech.
Mhm.
You know, I normally go onto Pinterest, and I will
Uh-huh.
say inspiring quotes about doors.
Okay.
Something like, when one door closes, another one opens. There's so
Uh-huh.
many quotes
Yeah.
that you could
Uh-huh.
throw in that could cement the teaching for the people who are listening.
Mhm.
Now, all of your obstacles,
Mhm.
having the kids, having to shelf your music career for a while,
Mhm.
you've had so many setbacks, but it
Mhm.
hasn't stopped you. So
Mhm.
relaunching a career when you're in your 50s, who does that?
Yeah.
A lot of women are ready to keel over and die right now. They're ready to just give
Yeah.
up.
Uh-huh.
And then you said something about your pastor. You said
Mhm.
that I borrowed his
Oh yeah,
faith
the
in
choir
me.
director. Yeah. Mhm.
I borrowed his faith in me to find the confidence.
Yes.
That
Yes.
is a beautiful nugget of wisdom. I want you to
Mm.
start collecting
Mhm.
more wisdoms,
Okay.
so
I
that
got
when
it.
you are speaking, when you are posting something online, you have
Mhm.
these little one-liners, and they come out when you speak naturally.
Mhm.
Whenever you give a presentation, and they normally come when you're not thinking,
Right. Yeah. That's right.
capturing those,
Okay.
because those could literally be chapters in a book.
Okay.
All of the lessons you've learned from life. Because how many
Mhm.
people have somebody in their life who believes in them,
Mm.
encourages them, who tells them to go for it, and they don't
Mhm.
believe them, and then it just paralyzes them, and they don't go any further. There's so many
Right.
people who do that, but because he
Mhm.
believed in you, you use that.
Right.
You
Yeah.
fake it till you made it, and you did.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
everybody's got that one person in life who says, look, I know you can do this.
Mhm.
Although you can't feel it yourself, you have to
Right.
trust those who are seeing you, because they're seeing you from a different perspective.
Right.
So
So
I'm looking
true.
forward to what's coming out in the next recording, the next 15 minutes. and, and use every minute. So if you're going to do a 5-minute, I suggest you just do a 5-minute presentation,
Okay.
and use every 30 seconds to hit a certain point.
Okay.
Plan the
But
speech with a
okay,
beginning.
let me ask you this. Are you saying that in that 5 minutes, the whole story needs to be in that 5 minutes or
Not
just
necessarily.
portion?
Not you
Okay,
can
great.
use a chunk of
Great.
your life. Like I said,
Okay.
you could talk about your music career and being a mom.
Mhm.
Talk about your music career and being in the shadows. You can
Mhm.
talk about all the obstacles you've had, but choose a theme and stick to one theme for 5 minutes.
Mhm. Okay.
Then record that, send me the link, upload it to Facebook, or send it through WeTransfer.
Mhm.
And then when we connect next, I will have dissected it. Then I can
Mhm.
give you more pointers, and we can keep going from there. Because if we
Okay.
down pat one 5-minute presentation, we can do the 10 minutes, we can do the 15 minutes.
Okay.
That makes
So
sense?
we're gonna do it in segments. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
real cool.
Because the shorter it is, I mean, I used to do impromptu speaking, and you had to give a whole speech in like a minute or
Right.
2 minutes. So you have
Uh-huh.
to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So divide
Mhm.
your time accordingly.
Mhm.
How am I going
Right.
to start? What's going to be the key point in the middle? How am I going to wind up?
Okay.
Okay.
I got it. I got it.
Rebecca, this thing is timing out. It's going to go in a minute. If it does, just click back on the link again.
Okay.
And Cherie,
Yes, love.
You've got my booking link.
Yes.
Looking forward to seeing, the round 2.
Okay, so are we going same time next, 6:30 next Wednesday, I think has been our normal time.
That's been our normal time. Let me just make sure. Hold on.